I built my entire life on someone else's beliefs. I had followed all the rules. I was what you would call a gold star Christian Scientist. And then my life fell apart. And not all at once, but enough that I couldn't ignore the cognitive dissonance once I finally saw it. I grew up in a high control religion. There was an answer for everything, even if some of those answers contradicted themselves. But I figured out that good kids got the attention that I had been craving growing up. So I became a rule follower, the one who believed that if I did everything right, life would work out. And for a while, it looked like it was working out. But then life started presenting me with things that didn't quite fit the story I'd been given. I was having boundary issues and toxic relationships and burnout. And there were these beliefs that just I couldn't reconcile against my lived experience anymore. I eventually realized that I wasn't just questioning a religion, I was questioning my entire identity and what it was built on. I started asking myself, if you spent decades becoming who you're told to be, what happens when you decide to find out who you actually are? Are those not the same person? So I started experimenting. I traveled, I bodybuilded, I found partner dance and began competing. I lived in a tiny home. I called it the Tiny Haven. I moved into an RV. I said yes to so many opportunities that the younger version of me would have never considered. Some of those choices were incredible. They were beautiful. Some were messy. Some completely changed my life. I took my first Tylenol. I had my first drink of alcohol. I explored ideas that would have terrified the version of me who needed certainty and thought that things were black and white. But I wasn't just rebelling. Ultimately, I was looking for myself and what felt most aligned with me. But here's the thing. Reinventing yourself is so exciting when life is going well. And then I got sick. And suddenly I came face to face with these beliefs that I'd been handed as a young person that no longer fit the reality that I was living when I was sick. And this went on for years. And I couldn't outrun that cognitive dissonance anymore. I had to learn something beyond just following the rules. I had to learn how to trust myself and how to make decisions that were best for me. I had to learn how to set boundaries and how to choose which beliefs got to stay and which had to go, and how to navigate reality instead of avoiding it or resisting it or saying it didn't exist altogether. This channel isn't about having all the answers. It's about showing the work of leaving that certainty, the work of rebuilding identity, the work of learning how to trust yourself after years of outsourcing it to religion. And we'll talk about religion, we'll talk about deconstructing from it, but also dance and healing and boundaries and reinventing and all the lessons that come from trying new things. But ultimately, what does it look like to build a life that finally looks like something that fits you? Because it's something you built, a custom build. I spent the first half of my life learning how to follow all the rules. And this next chapter is how I've been learning how to trust myself in building something new. And if you're rebuilding too, come on in. You're in good company.